Valkyrie, Cinna, Emily, and Rosie were heading into the Santa Monica Pier, probably planning to ride a few rides and grab snacks, all while live streaming with a cameraman tagging along. As they walked in, they noticed a guy sitting off to the side, fiddling with his phone. He gave off kind of a weird vibe. One of the girls joked a proposal, and unexpectedly he replied, "Yes, please."
Proposal?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh God.
Oh God, yes, that is.
Then he asked if he could sing for them, but only if the girl in black gave him her number. She awkwardly said she didn't know how to use a phone, and that's when he straight up said he'd just keep following her instead.
Can I sing for a change? A change for the better, as you would say?
Okay.
And the change would be for her number.
Oh.
If you like it, can I get your number?
I don't have a phone.
Wait, put your number in mine.
I don't know how to use a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait, so I'm gonna keep following her.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep following her.
Not another one. I know.
The group, clearly thrown off, started to walk away, joking that they already had too many stalkers. The cameraman tried to keep things light and teased the guy a bit, but that just made him snap. He started cussing and acting even weirder.
That's not how you really is. Bro, what that's not the riz.
They stopped near a churro stand, trying to keep things casual, but the guy was still lingering nearby. Even though he was mostly off camera, you could feel the tension through their nervous glances. One of the girls whispered incognito mode and handed over a pair of sunglasses, trying to shield the one he was fixated on.
You like these? Incognito time. Stand behind me.
While they got in line, the guy just stood across from them, staring. The girl started whispering about how they thought he was gonna sing or something, but now it was getting way too weird. Just as they decided to leave, they realized he was closing in again. One of them called for security. That's when things took a terrifying turn. The man started chasing them, yelling, "I'll end you right now," on repeat.
We're just gonna go.
Let's go. Oh, no, we're not. What's up, huh? Hey, excuse me?
No.
Security?
Emily, no.
Hey,
Stop.
whoa.
Fight right now.
What?
What?
Get away from
now.
Hey, what's going
Security.
He's harassing us.
on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Right now. Kill you right now.
Fuck off.
Kill you right now.
Later, Valkyrie and Cinna addressed everything on their YouTube channel. They said they needed to talk about it properly, though the girl who was targeted wasn't there. She was still too shaken. Both Valkyrie and Cinna broke down while sharing what happened. They admitted that at first they thought the guy was just awkward. They'd even taken a photo with him earlier when he seemed harmless, but then he disappeared, changed clothes, and came back to stalk them. They described how Emily and Rosie try to keep everyone safe, even when he started pulling things from his pockets. Turns out the guy had been watching Emily's TikToks and seemed to flip personalities mid-interaction.
We're very much in shock, and we need you guys to know that clip does not do it justice for how scary it was. It was. He kept running and trying to get something out of his pocket. And like I said, you guys, when that clip cuts off, we had to run into a store screaming that somebody was going to kill us so that somebody would step in and let us in the back.
After the stream cut off, the girls ran into a nearby shop and hid. Security rushed to help and eventually led them out the back, keeping them hidden until police arrived. While hiding, they managed to gather info on the man to file a report. They also warned fans not to accuse them of faking the moment. Unfortunately, they knew some people would try. On X, formerly Twitter, Valkyrie shared an update, letting everyone know they were safe and cooperating with the police. They decided to end the stream marathon to process everything. She thanked her community for all the love and support. In a follow-up post, Valkyrie vented her frustration at the stalker for not understanding boundaries and at the people online calling it fake. She opened up about the reality women face, being harassed in public, on stream, even surrounded by people. She pointed out that the internet doesn't always show the scariest parts, especially once the cameras stop rolling. In the end, she said she's just grateful they're alive and hopes their story reminds others to stay alert and stay safe. On March 25, 2025 in Somerville, MA, a video started circulating online that's grabbing a lot of attention. It was posted on X and shows a woman walking down the street, apparently on her way to break her fast during Ramadan and meet friends. But as she's walking, an unmarked group of people approaches her. They're believed to be ICE agents. Some are even wearing masks, and within moments, about 6 people surrounded her. They take off her backpack, then place her under arrest. Here's the crazy part. According to her lawyer, no one knows where she is right now. When they checked the ICE website, they confirmed she's in their custody, but there's no mention of where she's being held. Normally, ICE lists the detention center, but not in this case. Her lawyer and family are left in the dark, desperately trying to figure out where she is. The situation seems even more unsettling when you consider her background. She's been involved in pro-Palestinian protests, but she's never been charged with anything or even investigated for those activities. Her lawyer and family are speaking out, saying this feels like overreach, and they want answers about what's happening. Back in 2022, a YouTuber known as the Skylife filmed himself fishing in a river he claimed was perfect for catching and releasing all kinds of fish. The only problem? It was right next to an active dam, and there were those warning signs everywhere, signs that are there for a reason, warning about potential dam releases or even dam breaks. But despite the warnings, he decided to take the risk anyway, hoping to get some great footage for his channel. Well, things didn't go as planned. Check out what happened next.
So much fun exploring under this place. If you throw a jerk bait out or a swim bait, you could literally be catching anything. I'm just waiting for that mystery bite from a true giant. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, I got 2 more sirens. Uh-oh. I'm almost back. I should be okay. Whew. I got one more siren. Holy, these rocks are so slippery. I gotta calm down. I gotta keep my breath stable. The water might be coming out of those releases right there. Oh, come on. Hopefully she falls to the water. Where's the water gonna come from? If it's not coming out of there, I'm staying fishing.
I was in the middle of the river over there, and I saw a sign earlier that said, alarm sounds 3 times, the water will raise rapidly. And I'm saying beneath these things, if they open them up, this river will turn into the Niagara. So I booked it over the rocks, banged my leg up pretty good.
Luckily, he made it out with just a few minor scratches. It seems like it was more of a warning to get him out of the area, and it worked. He hasn't returned since. On March 29, the Akron Police Department released drone and body cam footage from an hours-long rescue operation involving a 29-year-old man who got himself stuck in the chimney of a closed mental health facility in Akron, Ohio. The man, who had apparently tried to break in, was discovered and, after about 2 hours of work by fire department officials, was finally freed.
Alright, give me this leg, bend this knee.
You got both arms above his head now?
Yeah. Nice and easy. You gotta shimmy it nice and slow.
Sorry, man. Almost there. I'll put your arms here.
Like a newborn baby.
This arm.
Feet, give me your hand.
Alright.
Right here.
Careful with this metal. Careful with the metal.
Watch that drop off there.
Give him a second. Give him a second.
Don't walk forward. Don't walk forward.
Get your bearing.
So good.
Nice.
Oh, funny.
Go ahead and put that other hand behind your back for us.
And he's holding it for me.
It's alright. He can let go.
You got it.
We got you. You're out now. You're safe.
Thank you for helping.
No problem.
It's crazy you guys are the only people that actually helped me there.
This video comes from a user named TDC Urbexing, who's known for exploring abandoned places. In this particular video, he sets out to explore an old abandoned school somewhere in Southwest Virginia. The twist this time, he's going solo, which is a little different from his usual videos. As he ventures deeper into the school, it gets darker, forcing him to break out his flashlight. After finding his first set of stairs, he decides to head up, but what happens next is downright chilling.
I guess I'll go towards the darkness, might as well. Oh yeah, that's better. Ugh. That is actually awesome. Look at all that. I don't know if you can see that with night mode. Let me see. No, okay, there you go. Let me see. Let me see it like that. I'll try to get it to where you can see it in color. Look at those. No, you actually can't see it. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna check these out. Okay. What the heck? Okay,
If you missed it, here's the creepy part. When he enters the bathroom, the floor is completely empty. That's when he's startled by a cardboard cutout in one of the stalls. As he turns to leave, he spots a note on the ground that says, "Run." He tries to head back down the stairs he came up, but now there's debris blocking his way, and just when he thinks he's safe, he sees the same disturbing cardboard cutout again. At this point, he decides it's time to get out of there. Now this could easily be some clever camera tricks or maybe even one of his friends pulling a prank, but no matter how you look at it, what happened to him was seriously unsettling. The video you're about to see comes from TikTok, but it's recently gone viral online because a group of hunters captured something strange echoing in the distance, something they couldn't explain. While some people online are quick to write it off as just a pack of wolves, which are common in the area, others think it might be something a lot more mysterious. Take a listen for yourself.
I think he'll pick up that sound. Yeah.
The plot thickens though. The recording was recently analyzed and it turns out that the frequency of the sound doesn't match any known wolf calls in North America. In fact, it's almost a perfect match to the longest Bigfoot recording on record. And here they are, playing back to back. Now, whether you believe it's actually Bigfoot or not, what do you think? Let me know your take.
OMG. I thought he was dead.
On September 7th, 2024 in Michigan, a man somehow ended up on the roof of someone's house after crashing his truck. It must have been a brutal ride, but honestly, it looks a lot safer up there than inside the pickup, which was quickly engulfed in flames.
Up there. Oh, shit. baby.
Oh my God.
At the time of the crash, there were 3 people inside the house, but thankfully, none of them were injured. The driver, who was ejected from the truck, was taken to the hospital. Luckily, he was reported to be in stable condition.
This did not happen.
Hey, bro, we done had a fantastic day. It's time to go now.
No, the mama and the babies were in there.
The ocean is already pretty scary, but a YouTube user named Jim Ryan added a whole new level of fear when he recorded a sonar ping while scuba diving with his friends. Now it's not clear whether the sound came from a ship or a submarine, but one thing's for sure. The sonar pings from submarines are so powerful, they can actually rupture your lungs or cause a brain hemorrhage. And if you're too close, the pressure waves alone could take your life. Luckily, Jim and his friends weren't that close, but still, here's what he captured. So just a heads up, if you ever find yourself near a submarine and hear a sonar ping that loud, get as far away as possible, because at that distance, you might not live to tell the story. In April 2023, a YouTuber decided to go camping solo with her 2 dogs to celebrate hitting a milestone on her channel. But almost immediately after arriving, things started to feel off. Her dogs began acting weird, and one of them stood completely frozen, staring into the woods behind her. Now, since the area wasn't totally isolated, she figured it was probably just a hiker out of sight. But looking back, that moment turned out to be a sign of what was coming. Take a look.
I'm here at the Stone Fork, or Salt Fork. Stone Fork. And Mara? Earth to Mara. Come here. What are you doing? What is it? I'm gonna wait for this fire to die out a little bit. I made a hot dog, trying to get that smell out in the woods.
After that, she decided to hike a little to find a good spot to set up camp, but soon it became clear she wasn't really alone on her hike.
Look, I got 2 between me. I got 1 in front of me. Just moved the whole tree. Oh my God, that's scary. Stop. Okay. Hi, my name's Dee. I love coming out in the woods at night, and I don't mean any harm. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I just like to get nature at night. Something's weird right here. I don't feel right, man. I don't feel good at all. There's a bad vibe. Bad vibe here.
At first, she thought maybe she was just spooking herself. She wasn't used to camping alone, but as time went on, it became more obvious that something or someone was nearby.
Then more open land, and I was Stop. Hey! Woo! Ah! That's too close, dude. No. She's nervous looking. I just whack. Get away from me. If you're near my tent, please leave. What to do here? My fire's dying down. I figure I'll just let it. Stop! Oh God! Jesus Christ! Stop it! Okay, I know. Okay, we're going. Okay, all right. Let me calm down.
Eventually realizing it was getting too dangerous, she decided to head back to her truck, but the catch was she had to walk in the direction of the strange sound she'd been hearing. she finally made it back to her truck, she loaded up the dogs but kept recording after hearing something off in the distance. Take a look. The theory floating around is that the person she spotted earlier in the video might have been the source of the strange happenings. What do you think? It's every firefighter's worst nightmare, being caught in a fireball while trying to battle the flames. That's exactly what happened during a house fire in the small town of Christopher, Illinois, where the fire department is made up entirely of volunteers. In the footage, one of the volunteers is standing on the front porch when suddenly, a huge burst of flame shoots out of the second floor window. The house begins to collapse and the body cam footage shakes as firefighters and neighbors scramble to rescue him. The shirtless man is the homeowner, 42-year-old Richard Jackson, who is now trapped under heavy debris. It's a race against time as they frantically use their bare hands to lift the roof off him. Just 30 seconds later, they manage to get him out. Richard recalls the moments before the collapse, still shaken by the experience.
It sounded like a whoosh sound coming when the flames came out that upstairs window. The next thing I remember is just feeling like heavy weight on my back. And I tried to get out from underneath the roof on my own, and I couldn't.
Jackson, who's been a volunteer firefighter for 12 years, was later interviewed alongside Police Chief Travis Allen, who was also seen helping to lift the debris off him during the rescue.
As they lifted the roof, you can't hear me in the video, but I was like, get me out of here.
When I picked it up and lifted it up and I could see him underneath it, I could see his face and I could see he was, alive and trying to get out. And that's, that was a great feeling to know that he was going to be okay.
During a UFC event with big names like Donald Trump and Kid Rock in attendance, a mysterious video shared by Temple Franco in our Slapped Ham official community on Facebook has left everyone scratching their heads. Take a look. The footage shows a dark object zipping across the screen. Temple Franco points out that it doesn't look like a bird, and it seems too solid to just be a shadow. The outline of the object is oddly clear, adding to the mystery. This brief but puzzling moment has sparked a lot of speculation, with people tossing around ideas from a technical glitch to something way more mysterious. Speaking of strange things caught on TV, here's another intriguing clip, this time shared by Gerardo Torres on Facebook.
State, Big Ten Saturdays over on Peacock with Penn State taking on Washington.
This one comes from a live football game broadcast on NBC, where a large object can be seen slowly rising into the sky. Both clips have quickly caught people's attention, with skeptics and enthusiasts alike analyzing the footage and debating what exactly they're seeing. So, what do you think these strange sightings are? This next video comes from a user named Andy, and it's been a while since he posted. His last uploads were back in 2021. Some of the clips you're about to see may even be new to us. After looking into it further though, it turns out that all these videos were actually posted on the same day. In them, Andy starts to explain how something was terrorizing him in his own home. Problem? He couldn't figure out where the strange noises were coming from.
Asking. This is my family home. I grew up here. And we've never had a single experience like this. I don't know what is going on. I'm getting a lot of comments saying I'm doing it for views. And I'm doing it for likes. And I promise you I am not. Don't like the video, don't comment if you don't want to. I just need somebody who knows what this is. Please reach out. I don't care if it's in a comment or privately, just please reach out. And please just help me. I don't know what to tell my wife when she gets home. I can't afford a hotel for the night. We're doing a remodel in the bathroom. And everything's just going to shit right now. And I'm not trying to be dramatic about this, but I have no idea what to do. And everybody in the comments all day has just been freaking me out. And I want to think this is just in my head, but I keep listening to it over and over and over again. So somebody please reach out with an answer or some help or something. Thank you.
As Andy paces around his house, it's like he's searching for something or someone. At this point, he didn't have much of a following, but what happens next really starts to freak people out.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing. You can literally hear it. God. What the fuck? No. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. When I talk to you. Come here.
You can hear Andy's voice coming from another room, which leaves his viewers both terrified and skeptical. Some even suggest he might be going through some kind of mental breakdown, and they might be onto something, because just a few days later, in his final video, Andy's pacing through a warehouse, completely silent. The video description reads, "I've been allowed to sleep in this warehouse for a few days. I've overstayed my welcome. They know I'm here." It's unsettling to think about where things went from there. This next video comes from Barley the Amazon parrot, who's got a pretty unsettling vocabulary. Now it's important to know that birds like Barley can be really high maintenance. If they're not socialized the right way, they can get pretty aggressive, but what made Barley go viral were his intimidation tactics. Check out the clip.
Here.
Come on.
I'm right here.
Come here. Come
This is as close as I'm gonna get, baby.
Here.
I think you're gonna bite my toes.
No. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh my gosh, you're so
Come
sweet.
here.
I'm
No.
a little bit.
Come on.
You're just so strong.
here.
You're so strong.
What's the matter?
I don't want you to bite me.
No. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh.
Come here.
You're so
Come
sweet.
on.
No, baby.
What's the matter, darling?
Nothing. I love you. I just said. I think we just need some time before we do that, okay? See, that's why.
What's the matter?
I still think you're gonna bite me.
No.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
See? Hey! That's why. See? You scared me. You tried to hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
But you tried to. You tried to just now, Barley.
Now Barley is probably just mimicking things his owners say, which got me thinking about another bird that helped solve a real-life murder. This one was an African gray parrot that witnessed the murder of its owner, Martin Durham. During an argument with his ex-wife, Martin was shot 5 times by what looked like an intruder. Turns out it was actually his ex-wife, and she would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the parrot. After gaining custody of the bird, Martin's ex-wife started hearing the parrot mimic what had happened that
Oh, shut up later. You. No.
In the end, Glenna Durham was sentenced to life in prison, and Bud the parrot was the only witness who could speak up. On June 14, 2024, officers were called to Target for retail theft in progress. Here's what happened next. An officer approached a woman in a shopping cart, with a man talking to her saying he'd been watching her put items in her cart without paying for them. The man suggested she come to the office and he'd just write down her name on a form. The woman sighed, clearly annoyed, and refused.
I'm trying to make this easy for you. You just need to come back to the office. I'm going to write your name on a piece of paper. That's it. We already have your friend's card.
I believe that. Come on, my friends in the car. I didn't come with no friends.
You came with 2 other ladies. I watched you the whole time. I know.
Okay, that don't mean I came with them. Just because we all walked in together.
So what do you want to do? Because I have help here. You have to come back to the office. I need to document all your information. Is that your friend?
Oh no, the cops.
No, it's somebody.
All right, I'll put it away.
I can answer my phone call.
Okay, well,
Do you just want to arrest her, or do you want to go?
Arrest me for what?
For retail theft.
I'm not stealing anything. I bought these things
Okay,
in this
perfect.
car.
Okay.
She insisted she hadn't stolen anything. When asked for a receipt, she claimed it was in her wallet. As she opened it, there were a bunch of receipts inside, and she struggled to find the right one.
Then where's your receipt at?
My receipt's right here in my wallet. What are you talking about?
That's all 393. I got the car here. Got a plate for you.
What's up with you, babe?
704 from Tankey. 25 back here real quick.
That receipt to bring it down to the surface.
Alright, right here.
Sweet. Target. That's about the right time. So the country time lemonade. Okay, cool.
Right.
Then what is that? I don't know what that is.
All in is like a pair of panties out of like all that she has in here.
All right, well, what's all this? You didn't pay for any of this. The Pokemon? That's not here. Stars above.
Oh, I was supposed to put that back. I didn't realize that.
Oh, you didn't realize it was in there? So what else didn't you realize it was in here? Like the Nerf gun or whatever that is on the bottom?
What do you guys have?
Bought that.
You bought this?
Yeah, it's right there on the. It says
Okay, I don't know what it is. So, what that is? Did we buy that? Is this your bag or is this?
That's my friend's bag.
That's your friend's bag.
Emails in this car. What do you have or what do you wait?
The officer pressured further, asking how she paid for the items, and she responded cash. Another officer asked for her details, name, birthday, and more.
Sort with yours, and I'm taking back with mine.
I'm just saying, this right here in the country time, and then the rest of the stuff
You
is
want to go
off.
with?
What do you mean?
Over there?
So you said one of us to go there to figure it out. I don't see the point.
Hold on. Let me get your ID first. I want to know who you are.
I don't have my ID on me.
You don't have your ID on you?
No, I don't.
Do you have a credit card with your name on it? A debit card with your name on it?
No, I don't.
So how'd you pay for this stuff? You paid
Cash. Yeah,
You
cash.
paid cash?
It says right there on the thing.
It does. Oh man, you did pay cash.
Right.
Well, snap. We can take a name.
Then I paid with cash.
All right, cool. Well, we can take a name from you.
Alizé.
Hold on, because you're not free to leave until I ID. So just so
Okay, Alizé.
I'll put your receipt back here.
After some back and forth, they decided to cuff her. They separated the items she'd paid for from the ones she hadn't and escorted her to the patrol car. She kept arguing the whole time, even as she was being put in the car.
Do you want to go upstairs with them and get a ticket? Or do you want to come with me?
I'm paying right a ticket right now.
Do you want to go upstairs and get a ticket? Do you want to go upstairs and get a ticket? No? Okay, that's fine. Then here, turn around.
You don't have to. No, I'm gonna go upstairs.
No, no.
I am gonna go upstairs.
You're under arrest.
It's too late.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna go right upstairs.
You think this is a game? It's
I don't
not.
think it's a
This
game.
is what happens when you play games.
I was gonna walk. I was gonna turn around.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
I was definitely gonna turn around.
You definitely were.
You didn't the first 3 times
Yes,
they
I
asked.
was.
Let me see that.
I was gonna kill. I was trying to let. Like, what's the name of?
Stop.
What do you mean? I'm trying to put my shoes back on.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Okay, I'm trying to bring that to the person in the car.
No, they don't get it. Let's go.
No, they can't. They need my thing.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
How come they don't?
Because I don't know who they are.
I know who they are. They're my
No,
cousins.
you said that. No, you said that you didn't know them originally today. Because just because I came with them doesn't mean I know them.
I didn't say I said I didn't walk in with them.
Okay, well, that still means you didn't know them.
In the end, the woman was charged with retail theft and obstructing identification. It was also discovered she had an active warrant for identity deception in a neighboring county. The total value of the stolen merchandise, around $700. Police are on the lookout for a man accused of a disturbing crime aboard a Manhattan subway. Authorities say the suspect sexually abused a man's corpse on an R train late at night, just before midnight on Tuesday. According to police sources, the suspect was seen with a deceased man inside the subway car around 11:45 p.m. He allegedly engaged in the crime before leaving the Whitehall Street station in Lower Manhattan shortly after midnight. The man who was found dead is still unidentified, but police believe he died of natural causes. Investigators don't think the two men knew each other. The person of interest in the case has been described as a heroin addict, with his brother confirming to the Post that he had been living with him in the Bronx after being released from prison a few months ago. This creepy video comes from Morgan Lambert, who lives in the Appalachian Mountains with her husband. One day while they were at home, she started recording after hearing a strange voice, one her husband swore he couldn't hear. It wasn't until she played the recording back that he was able to hear it too. Naturally, the whole thing freaked them both out, and since then, they've set up security cameras around their home. The clip they caught is pretty unsettling. Take a look.
Oh, like there is literally no way.
What are you talking about?
It's like not stopping.
What does it sound like?
I'm hoping the camera gets it because I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I just... Is it Nebula?
No.
Well, what does it sound like?
You. It sounds like you.
Me? Wait, like, this sounds like someone's in the house?
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like you. Don't go up there, don't go up there, don't go up there.
Should I call the cops?
I don't know.
Maybe check the camera upstairs, make sure no one's here.
Are you like messing with me because...
Babe, I really don't hear anything.
Okay.
Okay, it's just Nebula upstairs. There's no one up there.
Let me see if I got her on here. Do you... What was it?
Jesus.
My God!
Dude,
it was under the table.
That thing's full. The cats could not have done that.
That's heavy.
People say that the Appalachian Mountains have been around for almost 500 million years, and because of that, many believe weird things like this happen more often in that area. Some even say you should never acknowledge voices like these, no matter how tempting it might be to investigate.
There's no way this guy's doing it. Oh no. What the fuck is that? Cody.
TikTok pranks, let's be honest, have really gotten out of hand lately. In March 2025, a prankster in the UK took it way too far by throwing furniture off the top floor of a shopping mall. The pieces just barely missed people walking below, and if they'd hit anyone, it could have seriously injured or even end their lives.
There's no way this guy's doing it. Oh no. What the fuck is that? Cody. I'm good.
As of now, the prankster hasn't been identified or faced any consequences. But what do you think the punishment should be for something like this? In the video, this guy's standing in what looks like an office, holding a hammer in front of a huge glass panel. Then, boom, he just smashes it without flinching, and the glass comes crashing down everywhere. The caption says, "The owner never paid us." So yeah, clearly there's some serious beef. It's loud, messy, and straight up bold. A way of saying don't mess with people who did the work.
一共6000方。
This video originally came from Reddit, but it's quickly gone viral across all social media. In it, we see a young guy on a boat, just chilling while a group of older men on another boat start yelling at him. One of the older guys in particular is shouting at him as the younger guy remains calm, still talking, but clearly getting more uncomfortable. The older man's boat gets closer, and eventually he boards the younger guy's boat. The young man looks visibly scared.
I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
Cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
Don't hit the fucking car.
Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro.
This all went down recently in Tarpon Beach, Florida, and it sparked a lot of anger. People are furious about how the older captain, Brock Corner, handled the situation. The young guy filming had been out fishing since around 5 a.m. that morning. He and another boater were just hanging out under a bridge when Brock Corner passed by too close, which, as any fisherman would know, is a major disrespect. This led to some heated words between Brock and the other boater. In the video, you can hear the young guy staying calm, not saying much, but after it was posted online, people started digging into Brock's background. Turns out he's a former military guy, has been arrested a few times for various charges, and is also a business owner. He even claims to be the best charter captain in the area, but based on his behavior in this video, especially toward a young one, it's hard to believe that's true. We've all seen it, people glued to their phones, completely ignoring the world around them. But that phone addiction can be way more dangerous than we realize. In Argentina, CCTV caught a man so absorbed in his screen that he walked right onto railway tracks, totally oblivious to an approaching train. Thankfully, he managed to jump back just in time, narrowly avoiding disaster. Maybe that close call knocked some sense into him, or maybe he was just trying to protect his phone at all costs. In one of the more bizarre cases to come out of Washington recently, Kitsap County deputies arrested a man for stealing his ex-girlfriend's chicken. Yes, a real chicken, while also violating a protection order. The call came in early Saturday morning, March 29th, from a woman in unincorporated Port Orchard. She told deputies that her ex had kicked in her back door and started yelling, "I've got Polly," over and over before taking off with a chicken that was inside her home.
Hey, show us your hands. I got my chicken. Stand up.
It didn't take long for deputies to find the guy. They tracked him down hiding in the woods off J.M. Dickinson Road. And sure enough, he was still holding the chicken when they caught up with him.
Relax, Omar.
I'm gonna have you put the chicken in here for a second.
Before taking him to jail, officers let him gently place Polly in the back of the patrol car. He was then booked on charges of residential burglary and violating a protection order. And get this, he'd only been released from jail about 2.5 hours before this whole thing went down. The good news? Polly the chicken was unharmed and safely returned home.
You're not going to be able to open that door because the pressure's going to have to get out the window. Hello? They're going under the bridge. They're stuck. The car's about to sink under the bridge.
In January 2024, Storm Hank hit central England hard, with fierce winds and heavy rain putting a lot of families in danger, but none more than a mother and her 3-year-old daughter, who got trapped when their car got stuck under a bridge. Luckily, a local hero stepped in, 28-year-old Liam Stitch, a roadworks engineer and traffic manager from Birmingham, was filmed climbing over the railing and pulling the young girl out of the car window.
1 second. Hello?
There's one.
You okay? Mommy will be fine. Mommy will be fine. Mommy's fine. Mommy's fine.
He then used the tools in his van to secure the car to the bridge and got the mother out of the rising floodwaters. What a good guy.
Entered the water, it cut out. The woman started, the car told us to drop the windows. The car then eventually got to the current, the side of the river. As soon as the car got there, the current took the car, it hit the bridge. At that point then she said, "I've got a child in the car." So I acted on that and got the baby out as soon as I could. The car was then moving on every movement that she was making. Then I went to my van, got a ratchet strap, secured the car to the bridge, and then in the process of doing that, got the woman out at the same time.
Dashcam footage from a car captured the exact moment the FIU pedestrian bridge came crashing down. The driver pulls up and comes to a sudden stop right in front of the collapse. The road is completely blocked by the rubble, and it's clear the car missed being underneath by just seconds. A young one was sitting on a chair in front of the TV, which happened to have an aquarium built underneath it. She was just goofing around and playfully let herself fall off the chair, but not long after, the aquarium, full of water, cracked and burst open. Water came rushing out, flooding across the living room like a mini indoor tidal wave. This guy tried to stop an automated gate so a truck could get through. Unfortunately for him, the gate was just way too good at its job. If he had the chance to do it all over again, he'd probably rather just wait for the gate to reopen than risk having his hand crushed, but by then it was too late. On May 11th, 2024, police were called out to a hotel after getting reports about a guest causing a scene. When officers got there, they spoke with the woman, luckily a hotel employee, who explained the situation and pointed them to the guest's room.
We're arguing, they pushed each other back and forth. We got them to separate. I want them both gone. 2903, banging all up and down, smacking on elevators, doing all that. 2910, wasn't listening when we said to get back in the room. I want them both off my property.
Cool. Once they got to the door and knocked, a man opened up looking confused, like he had no idea what was going on. He explained that his young ones had gone missing, and when he saw his best friend in the hallway, he tried asking them where his children were, but they wouldn't say anything, and that's when he kind of lost it.
Hello. How you doing, sir? Can we take my partner over here?
What's going on, man? Nothing. Huh? Nothing. Okay. My kids were lost. Okay. Why is there aggression and shit? What do you mean aggression? Like, why is all this? Because you're trying to figure out what's going on. My kids went missing. Okay. And I tried to find the last people that were with my children, which is my best friend down the hall. Okay. And his kids wouldn't say where the last place they saw my children. Okay. So I kind of lost my shit. I'm trying to understand where the my kids went. Right. Because they were with her kids the last time I saw them. Okay. So my kids are now here. We're all good. Okay. So can we just go to bed? Okay. So on behalf of the staff of the hotel, they don't want you here anymore. I'm sorry? They don't want you here anymore. They don't want me here anymore. Nope. So, whatever happened earlier, before we got here, they're just done with it, okay? So I'm just letting you know what's going on. All right, so we got to go at 11 o'clock at night. Yes, sir.
Then can he go and can I stay here with my kids? Because
they told me everybody.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Josh?
What the? I'm right here, sir.
I lost
my
kids,
bro. Sir.
I lost my kids,
sir,
bro.
the story with them?
Yeah, wait, you can't even make eye contact anymore?
Yes, sir. Hey. We're not doing that, okay?
The woman with him, presumably his partner, was clearly frustrated, trying to calm him down and keep him quiet. She asked the officers if they could just have 20 minutes to pack up, which they agreed to. Even while gathering his stuff, the man kept running his mouth, taunting the officers with sarcastic remarks like, "You want to walk me out? Hold my hand?"
Come on.
Where are we gonna, I don't want to go over there.
Why are you so aggressive with me?
Because you're making me leave. We have a cheer competition tomorrow morning. Relax. And now I gotta find another place to stay.
Relax.
Stop.
No, we're gonna.
Stop.
Don't approach me.
I'm not approaching.
Videos.
Okay.
Go, baby.
Stop.
We're gonna go somewhere else, honey.
Stop. Be quiet.
This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Stop. Calm yourself.
Calm.
No.
I lost my kids, and this turned into a you gotta go bullshit.
Stop.
Because you're a pussy.
Lower your voice. I'm sorry.
Okay. Just gotta go, okay? Okay.
Yeah, we're okay, bro. Go ahead and start packing up. We're gonna pack our shit, and we're gonna go. You wanna watch?
No.
You wanna watch?
Josh.
You fucking clown.
Josh. Josh.
Come on, sweet tits.
Can we have like 20 minutes or so to
That's fine. Just for us, no firearms, nothing like that you were.
What?
No firearms, nothing like that. Just for our safety.
You don't need a watch.
Yes, I can.
No, you
I don't know
don't.
what else is in here.
I'm sorry?
I don't know what else is in here.
It's my children and myself.
I don't know.
Josh,
stop! Josh, can you just...
him.
Josh, turn your back.
Fuck him and his...
Josh.
One of the officers calmly replied, "Keep walking," but it escalated again when the man got physical and struck one of the officers with his hand. That's when they decided to detain him.
You want to walk me out?
Go ahead,
you want to
man.
hold my hand?
Keep walking.
You want to hold my
Keep
hand?
walking.
You want to hold my hand, faggot boy?
Okay.
Come on, Dad.
What the f*** are you looking at?
This is why I keep building my anxiety. It's not gonna work.
Get behind me.
What's up?
Don't get behind me. What's up? I was born before you. Smarter than you. Don't look at me. Don't judge me. I lost my kids, dude. I lost my
Hey, man.
I lost my shit. I lost my shit.
Put your hands back.
As he resisted, the officers had to bring him to the ground. You can hear his family in the background yelling and his young ones crying as it all unfolded.
Alright, this could have been easier. Could have been with your family. Instead, you want to act a fool? That's fine.
I'm not acting a fool. You were the one that's acting a fool.
In the end, the man was charged with battery, disorderly conduct, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Two off-duty cops from Kentucky were just trying to enjoy a rare date night 6 months into their marriage when their dinner took an unexpected turn. The couple had picked their favorite spot, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers at the Mid-City Mall in Elizabethtown, about 40 miles south of Louisville. But instead of a quiet night out, they ended up in the middle of a robbery. Surveillance footage shows a masked guy walking into the restaurant around 10 p.m., pulling out a weapon and demanding cash from the register. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. For him.
See the man's hands, and I could see the firearm in his hand.
It wasn't until I saw the cashier's hands go up like this, and I looked at him. I was like, is he doing what I think he's doing?
When they realized what was happening at the restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky, they leapt out of the booth with guns drawn. Then they charge at the armed robber, who makes a run for it.
You went right and I went left, and it prevented him from coming out the back.
It's one of those things when we train not to, be in front of each other to avoid crossfire across or one behind another.
A guy is now sitting behind bars after getting caught peeping through his neighbor's windows, not just once, but multiple times. According to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, 29-year-old Stephen Johnson was busted on January 26th when a camera caught him sneaking a look into a woman's window. When deputies spotted him walking nearby and told him to stop, he bolted. He took off running into the trees, making it tricky for officers to keep up.
Stop right now. Where are you? Stop. Delta Central. I gotta jump, man. I'm running. You better stop right now. All right, Delta 16 heads right, lost him near the clubhouse. Blue flannel, like sweatpants, blue sweater, glasses, short black hair. White male, probably 120 pounds, okay? About 5'8". You can see a little spot back there.
Sheriff's office, announce yourself now.
Well, you'll be bit.
Sheriff's office.
Keep it straight ahead of you. There's a helmet or something right there. See it? Person laying down.
Get up. Get up now.
Shoes.
Get up now. Show me your fucking hands. Right now. Get out. Come on. Let's go.
Put your hands behind your back.
But eventually they got him, and the video ends with him being walked straight to the back of a patrol car.
We're here. I thought there's a canine here. I thought a helicopter was here. I thought there's about, what, you say 15 or 20 deputies that were here? There's a reason for that. Why is that? Okay. Yes, that's why. That's weird, man. It makes people uneasy and puts people at, like, it puts a weird feeling in your gut when you find out someone's looking at you through a window. You look like this, outside of a window, peeking through it, and the neighbor says, "Hey!" And you're like, "Oh, shit." And you take off? No? Ringing a bell in your head? Okay. What would you do if some man was peeping at your wife through a window?
I wouldn't be happy.
You wouldn't go whoop his ass, right?
Okay.
You know?
You said we can just drive him over to the district?
All right.
Here's one for the cutest things you'll see all day list. So apparently a person fed an injured bird. The rest of the flock took notes. Not long after, a bunch of birds started pretending to be hurt too, all just to score a free snack. Honestly, it's kind of a shameless move, but also ridiculously adorable. Makes you wonder if that first bird was even actually hurt, or just the best actor of the bunch. Back in December 6, 2019, a home security cam captured a seriously scary moment. A woman was about to use her stove when she suddenly smelled gas filling the house. She rushed to shut it off, but couldn't, and that's when everything went south. Check this out. Realizing something was about to go wrong, she grabbed her young one and ran out of the house just in time. And sure enough, there was a gas leak, and it exploded. Flames lit up the entire kitchen. It looked like the whole place was about to go up. The fire eventually shrunk down to a smaller flame, but it kept going until some quick-thinking neighbors jumped in and shut off the gas line. Later footage from the street shows the kitchen wall completely blown out. The blast was no joke. In the summer of 2022 on the Apple River in Wisconsin, an incident unfolded between a man named Nikolai and a group of friends while they were out tubing, a popular local activity. According to reports, Nikolai had approached the group, accusing them of taking his cell phone. What seemed like it should have been a simple interaction quickly escalated, likely fueled by alcohol on both sides. Nikolai, thinking they had his phone, tried to grab it from them.
What are you talking about?
When he couldn't find the phone, he seemed ready to walk away, but that's when the group started calling him names, which only made the situation worse. Nikolai turned back toward them.
Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say? Walk away! Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes! Further concert!
At this point, a woman from another group entered the scene, and it wasn't long before the situation spiraled. There were shouts that Nikolai had hit one of the girls off camera, and soon enough, the group surrounded him. What happened next is disturbing, so we can't show all of it, but it will give you a glimpse. They pushed Nikolai into the water and hit him again. As he got back on his feet, they continued to taunt him. What they didn't realize, though, was that Nikolai had a knife in his pocket. Before they could get another chance to push him, he pulled out the knife and began swinging. He was able to stab multiple people before anyone even realized what was happening. Once they saw the blood in the water, panic set in, and they started backing off. But by then, it was too late.
He's dying, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God! Oh my God! Are we serious? Is it real? Oh my God! Who is that? Oh my God! Oh my God! Is it real? Oh my God! Oh my God! What the fuck? Is this real? That's not bark!
Nikolai quickly ran off, ditching the knife in a nearby creek. When police eventually caught up with him, he tried to lie about what had happened, not realizing that the entire altercation had been caught on camera. His lies started to fall apart, and by the end of the trial, the jury didn't buy his story. He was sentenced to 20 years for first-degree reckless homicide. The tragic part is that one of the people stabbed, 17-year-old Isaac, didn't survive. This case made national news and sparked a lot of debate among people following the story. No matter where you stand, though, the takeaway here is clear. Always talk to the police with a lawyer and avoid situations like this whenever possible. What happened on that river was completely avoidable. On May 6, 2022, an officer was following up on a fraud investigation involving a woman whose credit card had been used without her permission. Just a few days earlier, someone had racked up thousands of dollars on it, and that same morning, the card was used again to book a hotel room. What happened next was all caught on camera. When officers arrived at the hotel, they went straight to the room linked to the suspicious booking. A woman answered the door and stepped out to speak with them. She claimed she was just on the phone with her mom and didn't even realize the room had been charged to the card. She also said she didn't know her mom's visa was on the account.
Like, I didn't even know her visa was on there.
So, I wanted to talk to you last week before all this.
About what?
About, here actually, I'll tell you what, because I want to talk to you about it, I'm going to read you your rights because of the nature of what I'm asking you about. It doesn't mean I'm placing you under arrest right now, but because I'm asking you about it, I got to read you your rights.
The conversation continued and she kept denying that she had used her mom's credit card.
The reason I wanted to talk to you last week was about the charges on her Target card from the weekend.
From what?
From last weekend. So, I was called, she had charges on her card, didn't know who it was, but they were over the weekend.
Sorry,
They were over the weekend and they were at Target with her Target card. So that was the initial reason that I was called. Do you have any clue about the charges on her card?
No, she had said something about her.
So they did get footage of someone using it. Now, our process takes a little longer to have access to the footage, but they described a younger female that matches your description. So eventually we're going to look at that footage. Is it going to be you on the camera using her credit card? Because
I don't have her card.
I'm telling you, I know that she has
okay,
it. I understand that, but there's only so many people in her life who could have gotten into her home, picked up the card, went to the store within the time frame that you borrowed her car, and then returned the card to her purse. There's not a whole lot of people who would have access like
But
that.
I wasn't even home at the times that she said that the charges were happening.
No, it sounds like you borrowed her car on like a Thursday, and you brought it back on, what was it, Sunday?
Monday morning.
Monday morning. So that same time that you picked up her car and brought the car back was the same time that the credit card was, same window that the credit card was used within.
The officer asked if she'd be willing to show them her purse, just to confirm she didn't have the card. She agreed.
So you don't have her Visa card with you?
No.
Would you be willing to show that like your wallet or your purse doesn't have any of her credit cards in there?
When they looked through her wallet, they found something surprising, her mother's ID tucked inside. When asked about it, she hesitated, then said it was expired and that she had it because her mom used to pay her.
That you had mom's ID with your stuff.
Oh, that was it's an expired one. But when I had to do her, I used to her basically do her system. So I do all of her payments, everything for her. And I just...
This is like expired 2 years ago, though.
Yeah, that's when I used to work for her.
They all headed down to the front desk, where the woman asked the hotel staff to check what ID she had given them at check-in. The officer also asked if any card or ID had been saved on file.
All right, when I gave you my ID, I gave you my ID, my card, correct?
Do you guys have it saved like on file what ID and what card was given initially?
Yeah, the first time you pay it on with a credit card ended in 4262 MasterCard. That was on April 27th.
And is there still money owed right now, or is she all paid?
Well, with this credit card, it's for fraudulent charge. It's for tonight and tomorrow.
Okay,
So,
last night's all covered.
the last night is covered. So you
Okay.
have until 11 to leave.
And what card was last night?
That I paid cash, right? I paid cash yesterday.
No.
Oh no, I did that
I
on.
used another credit card last night.
That was on. No, that was hotels.com. I did that through.
Yeah.
Does it-
Because it was a cheaper rate.
I don't know what credit card was, but it's not. When they pay to the third party, we have no information. The only
That
thing
wasn't
we
her
have
card. It was.
To clarify things, the officer got the woman's mother on the phone. He asked if she shared any online accounts with her daughter, but the mom said no.
Give me 1 second. Hi there. I was just wondering. So, 1 second. The charges today. It seemed like they were done through a Choice app. Is there an app that you all have shared together in the past?
She also said she'd been dealing with repeated fraudulent charges for a while. When asked if she ever gave her daughter permission to use her IDs or credit card, she said absolutely not. Then she asked if her granddaughter was there. The officer told her only the woman had been in the room when they arrived.
She's at my sister-in-law's house.
Okay. The Choice app that you said you all shared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your mom said she's never been part of a Choice app or never used a Choice app.
She uses the Wyndham and the Choice and the Hilton.
Okay, she said that she's had to cancel her card because her card kept ending up on those accounts. And the card that's on there now, she just replaced as recent as a month and a half ago. Which means in the last month and a half, her card would have had to have been manually entered back in there to be used, which she did not do.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just booked it on there, and I was trying to get it paid. Like, I wasn't trying to have them do it. They
Also said that you weren't supposed to have her ID and that there was no reason in the past for you to have it.
That is a lie.
What was it? What was the reason again that you had it?
Because I have done everything for her.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
I paid all of her bills. I've been her basic personal assistant up until last year.
Yeah, she said that it was when you worked in sports medicine.
Yes.
She said that she had to let you go because you were writing checks from the company's
Yes,
checks.
I did write checks.
All right, we have a pattern here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
this
I
is
understand that.
an
And I'm-
ongoing
and I'm-
pattern of
I'm
you using
telling
other
you,
people's
yes.
stuff without their permission. And I don't see why you would, if you guys work together in sports medicine, I just don't see why you would need her ID in your possession nonetheless 2 years later.
I kind of keep every single card.
Eventually, the officer let her know he was going to put her in cuffs, not because she was definitely going to jail, but because he needed to call his supervisor to go over the situation. She didn't resist and went along with it calmly. After speaking with his supervisor and confirming everything, the officer returned to the car and told her directly she was being taken to jail. In the end, she was charged with unlawful use of a credit card in possession of another person's ID without permission. Later, surveillance footage from Target confirmed she was the one who had used the stolen card. On April 2nd in Stouffville, Ontario, Jimmy Singh's dashcam caught a terrifying close call. The footage shows a speeding fire truck swerving to avoid hitting a truck, only to veer into oncoming traffic. As a result, it nearly collided with a sedan, clipping the rear bumper of the car right in front of Singh's vehicle. It was a scary moment that could have ended much worse. Crazy footage from Florida shows a shocking moment when a fisherman is reeling in his catch. Out of nowhere, a shark suddenly lunges at him, biting him and knocking him off balance. Before he can react, the shark pulls him straight into the water and all hell breaks loose. This intense footage was captured in France back in April 2020, showing an elderly man stranded on his balcony as thick smoke poured out of his apartment. He looked confused and completely overwhelmed. Neighbors quickly realized he was in serious trouble. The fire had actually started inside his own home, but he had no idea how to react and ended up getting trapped. One young guy didn't waste a second. He climbed up to the first floor with a boost from a few others and tried to help. Turns out the man had dementia, so when the rescuer called out to him, he either didn't understand or was too frightened to move. Thankfully, more people jumped in to help. Together, they managed to carefully guide him across to the next balcony, right before firefighters showed up. The man made it out alive and was treated in the hospital for smoke inhalation. Sadly, not everyone was as lucky. 2 other people in the building didn't survive the fire. This terrifying footage, recorded on June 30th, 2024 at a construction site in India, shows a large yellow container hanging in the air. One man is controlling the box, but what happens next is absolutely shocking. In the blink of an eye, the container suddenly drops and misses a truck and comes dangerously close to the man, only missing him by a few millimeters. The second guy, who's off to the side, watches as the shadow of the falling container stretches across the ground just before it slams down. While driving down a highway in Mexico, a truck driver and his passenger found themselves in one of the scariest situations a driver could face. Dashcam footage shows 2 large SUVs suddenly speeding up to cut off the truck, forcing it to stop. Within seconds, 5 masked men armed with rifles jump out, clearly there to hijack the vehicle. This all went down in broad daylight, along the highway to Chichimequilas in the state of Querétaro. Inside the truck, there were 2 men. One of them even fired at the attackers trying to defend the vehicle, but the situation quickly spiraled. In another angle from the truck's interior camera, you can see the moment panic sets in. One of the hijackers leans out of the SUV, waving a weapon and shouting. Then you hear glass shatter. The drivers, clearly terrified, put their hands up and give in. 2 of the armed men climb into the truck and drive it away like it's just another day on the job. Unfortunately, this kind of highway robbery isn't uncommon. In fact, drivers have reported that traveling this route has become downright dangerous. Cartel-related hijackings are said to happen almost daily there. Some reports even claim that local police have intimidated or assaulted truck drivers to keep them from reporting these crimes. As for why the truck was taken, no one knows for sure, but when it comes to cartel activity, there's rarely a good reason. In 2021, an Illinois man sped away from a traffic stop in western Iowa with an officer on top of his car. The man, Dennis James Hager Jr., 29, from Chicago Heights, argued that the officer was partly to blame for the incident, claiming the officer pointed a weapon at him and stepped onto the hood of his vehicle.
Stop the car, man! Stop the car! Stop the car! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car! Stop it! Stop the car! Stop the car! Get off the fuck! Put on the goddamn brakes! Put on the fucking brakes! Put on the brakes! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car, man! Jesus! Stop the car, man!
Hager recently pleaded guilty to a felony charge of serious injury by vehicle and was sentenced to up to 5 years in prison. As part of a plea deal, a felony eluding charge was dropped. This strange and unsettling clip started making the rounds online back in 2022, and it's said to have come out of Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia. There's barely any context to go on, which makes it hard to figure out exactly how this guy ended up in such a terrifying situation, but what the video does show is seriously disturbing. Somehow, this worker ended up completely buried under snow, about 2 to 3 meters deep. Thankfully, his co-workers saw what happened and rushed to help. It took around 6 of them to pull him out, which gives you an idea of just how buried he really was. From what we can gather, it looked like an avalanche hit the area. You can see people pointing up at the hill, and even parts of nearby buildings are covered in snow. Whatever triggered it, that worker is lucky his team was right there. Otherwise, this could have ended a whole lot worse. This unsettling dashcam footage captured on September 17, 2022 shows a truck driver making a dangerous mistake. It looks like he took the hill too quickly, and by the time he realized what was happening, it was already too late. Once a truck of that size loses its engine braking power, the brakes controlled by the pedal start to overheat and fail faster than you'd think. Despite the driver's best efforts to slow down, it was already beyond his control. Thankfully, the man in blue managed to jump out of the moving truck just in time before it flipped over. This dashcam footage was taken by 4 men driving straight into a massive sandstorm in the Suez Canal area, Egypt, which caused authorities to shut down 2 ports. Parts of Egypt had been slammed by clouds of dust and sand, and the effects were severe. Just a day before, 1 person died and 5 others were injured when a billboard collapsed due to the force of the storm sweeping through Cairo. The Suez Canal is one of the busiest waterways in the world, and as the storm raged, other cars and trucks started turning around to avoid the danger. The sandstorms there can be extremely hazardous, sometimes lasting for hours or even days. Another piece of footage shows a cargo ship that got caught in the storm, completely covered in sand and unable to continue. The situation is pretty dire around the Aral Sea too. Once the 4th largest landlocked freshwater lake in the world, it's now a barren wasteland polluted with radioactive dust and waste. The entire area is coated in toxic radioactive salt dust, making the soil not just hazardous but completely infertile due to the constant salting. This video is a total disaster, no other way to put it. Judging by how expensive those toilets probably were, it's definitely a costly mess. You can't help but feel bad for the workers caught in the middle of it, scrambling to stop the domino effect of shattering porcelain, but clearly not having much luck. That said, since this is the internet, let's count our blessings. At least all those toilets were empty. On June 19, 2022, officers were dispatched to check on a welfare call at a street corner. A witness had spotted a man who seemed drunk walking with a 4-year-old child. Another person saw the man stumbling around while the child sat quietly on a nearby wall. Both witnesses were worried and contacted the authorities. What follows is footage from the officers' body cams showing how the situation unfolded. A female officer approached the man and the child who were by the side of the road. She greeted them politely and explained that someone had called for a welfare check because the man appeared to have been drinking. The man didn't seem too happy about the officer's presence and got a bit defensive. A second male officer reassured him. They were just checking to make sure everything was okay.
You guys can talk to him. This is my son.
But we want to talk to you first because you're responsible for him. And he's not wearing any shoes.
Who the f is that?
It doesn't matter. He's just walking down the street.
I live in that f***ing motel right there.
Okay. So what are you doing over here?
What?
Oh well, if you live with are you just hanging out down here? I mean, it's a nice day out, I know.
I give money for that f***ing guy over there, and I move over here because I wanna wait for my f***ing brother and my. I know.
Have you maybe had a little bit to drink today?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know how to very speak English. Okay?
What language do you speak?
When the man insisted, "This is my child," the officers reassured him that no one was questioning whether the child was his.
What language?
What happened? What happened here? Did you spill?
Talk to her.
Yeah, I will.
You guys can take
Yeah, I'll talk to him
but
and you guys
this
talk
is
to
my
them.
f***ing son.
Hey,
No, I understand.
Okay?
No one's challenging that. No one is saying that he's not your
When
son.
you guys like talk to you guys like I try to.
Baby, how are you?
This is my son.
Absolutely. Nobody's doubting that.
Can we call someone for you?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a good.
Do you have a phone number of a friend or a family member who can come help out and get you home?
Yeah. Is mom here? Is she down here?
That's the f***ing
Is that a
problem. Because
Yeah.
I always call them, and they never.
Do you live right over here though, right? Can we help just walk you over there? I mean, is that something we can do? We just want to make sure.
I'll take. Can I carry you? You got no shoes on. Can I carry you? Come here, sweet pea. How old are you? You're all wet. How old are you?
Very sticky.
Whatever.
Okay, well, he's just like literally walking away from his kid. So we're not we have to make sure there's an adult who can get this child safe.
They eventually arrived at what turned out to be a motel. One officer stayed with the man, asking where his room was and whether he was staying with anyone.
So do you not have your car key? Your key card?
My brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, that the one that have my car key.
Okay, but which room are you staying in?
Can I see you? Here. Do you have any owies? Huh? Do you have any owies on you? What happened? You're all sticky.
You the owner of the motel?
Yeah.
Is this his room?
Yeah, his room.
This is his room?
No, this room.
The next one?
Yeah, but it's today checking. Today checking. But this guy, this room number 6. They say stop here. Yeah, but that's where are you going? Huh? Yeah, but
They go somewhere.
Inside the owner's office, officers gave a rundown of the situation. Later, they suggested the man take a shower and get some rest, but he insisted he was fine. He asked again who had called the police. All the while, he didn't seem too concerned about his son and walked away from the officers.
No, but I don't know why you guys, who call you guys?
Two people have.
People just driving by saw you guys on the corner, and they just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Walked off, like he started walking north.
That's what I'm saying is, why
Yeah.
just take this kid into custody?
Yeah. Do you want?
Is the brother coming?
Yeah. And I figured at that point we would just assess how he is.
They waited until his brother arrived. When the brother showed up, the officers asked if the two had been drinking. The brother said he didn't drink and that this kind of thing had happened before. He even suggested they should have arrested his brother a long time ago.
Brother, okay. Have either one of you had anything to drink today?
No, I don't like drinking.
Okay, I'm just asking because he's very intoxicated. He was over here on the sidewalk with your nephew, and he just doesn't. I mean, I don't.
Why you guys didn't put him in jail?
I'm sorry.
You guys need to put him in jail.
Put him in jail?
Yes, that's the only way you're gonna stop doing this. This is not the first time you do this.
I was just gonna ask you. This is a common thing.
Yes, always.
Okay, where's mom at?
Mom ran away.
Mom's not involved. Okay.
Because of him.
Okay.
He always fighting with us because of something is nonsense. Because I want you guys to put him in jail forever, not forever.
Yeah.
Because he never listened to us. If we say something to him, he never gonna listen to us.
I get it. I see you're very upset about it. I understand that.
Later, when they spoke to the father again, he got angry and almost started a fight with his brother. Officers stepped in to separate them.
You got the rash on his skin, right? And just make sure he gets
How the fuck you take him to hospital, but there is no f***ing family with him? How the f*** you gonna do that?
Hey! Get back! You are not going to be doing this. Get back or you'll be placed under arrest.
That
Do you
is my
understand me?
son.
I get that, but you're drunk and you're not going to be any help to nobody. Do you understand me? I am telling you, you are going to let him go to the hospital and be seen, and we will make sure he's safe. Do you understand?
They see that?
Yes. They're not drunk. You are. We're not doing this today. Not in front of your boy.
That the f*** is my son.
I get that, but you're drunk and you're no help to nobody right now. Do you understand? You're drunk. Let him go get seen at the hospital. They know where you live. They are your brothers.
How the f*** are you gonna see?
They just want to make sure that he's okay. That's all they're doing, okay?
That is my son.
Yeah, and they're just going to make sure that he's okay. The firefighter, they just want to make sure to get him checked out. That's it.
The officers calmly explained that he was clearly intoxicated while his brother was sober.
So you choose.
He needs to go get seen at the hospital. Okay. It's about his health over what you want right now.
Okay. If you can just sober up, go stop drinking, find a clear moment, right? And then we start again later. Okay?
They escorted him back to the motel and cited him for criminal mistreatment of a child. Meanwhile, the child was taken to the hospital. He was crying as officers helped him into the car.
I cannot touch you right now. You know that?
At the hospital, they were met by the child's uncle and a representative from Child Protective Services. The uncle gave more background about his brother's behavior, saying he was often irresponsible. He added that the child's mother had left due to the father's abusive behavior and only came back every few weeks to check in. CPS was already familiar with the family and had previously taken custody of the couple's older child. Once the 4-year-old was cleared medically, CPS took temporary custody while the uncle started the process to take full custody himself. A worker was up in a man basket hanging from a crane while doing some work on a bridge column when suddenly smoke and flames burst out just above him. Thankfully, the crew acted fast. He was lowered down safely before things got any worse. On April 7, 2018, authorities in Hurst, Texas responded quickly to what seemed like a routine accident. A car had crashed into a house, damaging a gas line. Unaware of the danger of building inside, officers arrived at the scene, not realizing just how serious the situation was. Inside the home were Dixie Bridges, her husband Charles, and their adult son. Body cam footage shows Officer Travis as her pulling up, parking, and calmly stepping out of his patrol car. But just as he walks toward the front yard, the house explodes without warning. The powerful blast was also caught on the body cameras of the other officers at the scene, capturing the sheer force of the explosion from multiple angles. The footage shows just how sudden and devastating the moment was.
God damn it. 239 to Hearst, the house just exploded.
Despite the shocking explosion, the officers acted quickly, rushing into the destroyed home and successfully rescuing all 3 people inside. Dixie Bridges, 61, was injured in the initial crash. Her husband Charles suffered burns while trying to help her escape. Their adult son, who was in the back of the house at the time, had only minor injuries and helped with the rescue efforts. 2 of the responding officers also sustained minor injuries during the rescue. Remarkably, the driver of the SUV, Arnolfo Castro, walked away without a scratch. He was later arrested for driving without a license. Late at night, a street boy ran into 2 girls who were also living on the streets. One of the girls gave him a warm hug, while the other greeted him with a handshake. Here's another classic example of just how clever bears can be. This one casually strolls up to a parked car while the owner stands a good distance away, probably holding his breath and hoping the bear doesn't leave a single scratch. Now, we all know bears have a talent for opening car doors, so no shocker there. But what really makes this moment interesting is how the bear reacts when people start yelling at it. Instead of getting aggressive, the bear stands up on its hind legs looking totally confused, then slowly backs away like it's actually spooked. Who would have thought yelling at a bear could actually work, right?
I need a unit. I need a marked unit.
Santa Fe police say a concerned citizen called 911 after hearing someone yelling for help from inside a U-Haul truck. Officers tracked it down, but the driver wouldn't pull over. Instead, they say he started driving like a maniac through the streets. When they finally got the truck to stop, officers said they had to check what was inside.
You still hear banging from the back of the U-Haul.
Police say they found a man and a woman inside the vehicle, who allegedly told investigators that they were helping the driver clean out the truck when he shut the door and locked them inside. The 50-year-old suspect is charged with 2 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of aggravated assault on a peace officer, and 1 count of fleeing a law enforcement officer.
Hollywood movies are known for their wild, over-the-top scenes that make them so fun to watch, but you never really expect to see something straight out of a movie in real life. Well, this couple driving down a dark single-lane road in Brazil had their own unexpected movie moment. They were filming when something strange appeared in the sky. At first, they couldn't quite figure out what it was, but they certainly didn't expect what came next.
Caminhão pegando fogo, André, meu Deus do céu. Tá filmando? É. Senhor, tem misericórdia. André, afasta, André, pra cá. Meu Deus. Ai, Senhor, tem misericórdia. André do céu. Ai, meu Deus.
Não,
Ai, Senhor.
Tá filmando?
Ah, tô. Ai, Senhor.
Vai, Franciane, relaxa.
Ai, Jesus. Meu Deus do céu. Senhor.
A truck was speeding down the road, completely engulfed in flames. The entire truck was burning, yet it seemed like the driver was still inside. No one really knows how or why this happened, but the truck left a trail of burning debris along the side of the road. Oddly enough, this incident didn't make the news, and there's hardly any information about it.
Toma.
Já filmou? Pode parar.
This so-called sovereign citizen was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt and driving without a proper license plate. And when the officer asked for ID, she refused to identify herself. Turns out she had felony warrants out of Colorado, so it's pretty clear why she didn't want to say who she was.
I will break your window, yes.
I can break your window and to place you under arrest for failing to identify yourself on a traffic stop. Yes. No, I wish to identify you for driving with no seatbelt on. All right. Let's...
Open your door. Open your door.
I don't need a warrant. No, I don't. She came out of the passenger seat, the one on the phone over there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Who is she?
It's a friend of mine.
Okay.
We've been with my mom to play a game, and so she took me home.
Okay.
She does not own me. She's not my king. She's not my ruler. She's not my boss.
I told you I'm pulling you over for failing to wear your seatbelt. Yeah.
That's my determination, self-determination.
The state law requires you to wear a seatbelt.
I'm not in the state.
Okay. So, are you refusing? Are you refusing to identify yourself? Are you refusing to identify yourself? You are in the state of Washington, traveling along the highway.
Can you prove it? Because the statutory definition of in the state, it's in the laws, it means federal territory. And this car is not federal territory. My body is not federal territory. My body doesn't belong to the state.
I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen, okay? If you refuse to identify yourself during a traffic stop, I'm going to break your window and you will be arrested and taken to jail. Do you understand?
Understanding is that you are anti-police, anti-government.
You have a misunderstanding.
Okay, what is the misunderstanding?
I don't understand what she's doing.
Okay, so
I don't understand.
So I think she already explained it several times, but you were stopped.
I would like to know where the warrant is, and I would like to know what evidence the city of... Wait, let me finish. I would like to know what evidence the city of Centralia is using to make some kind of determination that I am owned by the city to bully and boss around. What evidence is the city using to prove that I am owned by the city, that you employees that are paid, that I am required to follow your company policies?
I don't know why she's doing this, but it's my dad's girlfriend. She's out to get my house. I mean, she works, but I don't know where she works because it's out of town.
Where is your evidence that I am bound to your statutes? Where is that evidence? Do you have it with you? Reminds me of Dean. Do you have that evidence with you?
Are you driving in a vehicle?
Do you have
That's our evidence right there.
With you that I'm driving? Where is the evidence that I'm a driver? Because there is a definition.
Okay.
Go to court. Who is the plaintiff?
Robin, I'm gonna break the window. I'm going to break the window.
I have a question.
Okay.
If I go to court, who is the plaintiff? If I go to court, please answer.
I'm going to break the window.
Please don't break my window.
Okay, then open the door, okay? I'm about to break it.
Those are your two options.
Don't touch me.
You're under arrest.
For what?
You are under arrest.
Don't hurt me. Don't. Let me put my phone on my. You guys. Don't hurt me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
You got it, Dieter?
You're hurting me. God, they're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Would you like me?
Criminal.
Would you like me to read your rights?
You already trespassed upon them, and I have the right to remain silent, so quit asking me your questions and go away.
Her car ended up being impounded and seized for further investigation into the sketchy plates, but she definitely wasn't happy about it.
You don't have a search warrant. You don't have a warrant. You listen. You are men.
Stop talking.
You are men.
You're going to jail.
You are gonna...
Your vehicle is being seized for a search warrant to identify you. Do you understand? If you
can't identify me with that. I won't. But I wanted to know why you were searching my car without a...
In the end, she was hit with a long list of charges, including driving without a valid license or ID, refusing to cooperate with an officer, resisting arrest, driving without insurance, failing to renew her registration, which was over 2 months expired, and not wearing a seatbelt. On April 13, 2021, just before 1 a.m., Garden City Police responded to a call about a domestic disturbance at a home on North Quilla Street in Garden City, Idaho. When the officers arrived, they were told that a drunken man was inside the house and might need medical attention, having gotten some scratches from a person sitting outside on the front porch.
I can't deal with it.
Okay. All right. Is he still inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is he just drunk? No weapons? No nothing like that?
No.
Are you injured?
No.
Okay. Do you need medical or anything?
No, but I think he does.
Okay.
I scratched him.
All right. Can you move off the porch and you can talk to my partner over here? Is he gonna come?
Trying to figure out what was going on, one of the officers knocked on the door and waited for a response. After about a minute, when the suspect finally answered, things escalated quickly.
Okay. Appreciate that.
He's still there. That was as can be expected.
So you got an argument with your husband?
Hey, sir.
Alright, I'll blow your head off.
Whoa, whoa!
Oh,
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
The man, later identified as 58-year-old Thomas Andrew Bond, immediately pointed a weapon at the officer and threatened to blow his head off. Reacting in shock, the officer drew his own weapon and fired.
Hey, sir.
Alright, I'll blow your head off.
Whoa, whoa!
Oh,
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
I got it. 750, we have one subject down. Get back. Okay, get him on the side and let's get CPR, get medic.
Hi. Do we have medics code 3?
Yeah, we got medics coming.
All right. Let me get some gloves on.
We need to get him on the side. We can start getting aid.
Okay. Let me get gloves. Do you have gloves?
No.
is he okay?
No, just stay back, man. Stay back, man.
Stay back.
Man, I'm gonna go get
Your gloves. Gloves.
Man, come on. Let's get back.
Bond was hit in a quick burst of gunfire. Officers called for paramedics and tried to save him, but Thomas Andrew Bond later died from his injuries. After an investigation, the shooting was ruled justified, and the officers were cleared of any wrongdoing.
750 shots fired. Get back! Get back! Get back!
A shocking video of road rage in Bengaluru recently went viral online. The footage captured by the car's dash cam shows a tense altercation between a few men and a driver on July 13th. The video was posted on Twitter and quickly gained attention. Thankfully, Bengaluru police have arrested the individuals involved. In the video, you can see 4 men on scooters blocking the car's path. They ride slowly in front of the car, and while one is wearing a helmet, the others aren't. The driver tries to honk to get them to move, but the men don't budge.
Huh? Sorry, no, sorry. 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 Hey! Camera back okay.
Things quickly escalate when one of the men suddenly stops his scooter in the middle of the road, gets off, and approaches the driver. The driver asks what's going on, but more men on scooters arrive, adding to the chaos. At one point, another man swerves in from the wrong side and smashes into the car. Realizing the situation was getting out of hand, the driver made a quick U-turn and fled the scene.
Back okay.
Next, let's head to Turkey, where a truly jaw-dropping moment was caught on camera. While a worker was busy operating machinery, a huge generator suspended from a crane suddenly dropped out of nowhere. The sheer weight of it could have easily crushed him, but in what can only be called a miracle, he walked away without a scratch. It's almost like the Grim Reaper decided to take the day off, don't you think? In the early hours of Thursday, March 27, over in Antalya, Turkey, people spotted a familiar face sprinting alongside a crowd of protesters. It was none other than Pikachu from Pokemon, dodging the cops. Surveillance cameras caught the wild moment a man went head-to-head with a rabid fox. It all kicked off when attorney Michael Martin's golden retriever, Teddy, spotted the fox and went after it. The two animals got into it, and when Martin jumped in to save his dog, the fox turned on him instead. It ended up chasing him all around the house until he finally managed to end it. Since the fox was rabid, Martin had to go through a bunch of rabies shots afterward.
It didn't hurt that much. It was I did feel the burning feeling that you get there, but I was able to get to the hospital because I knew it was rabid.
On February 2025, a mom named Rachel caught something on camera that shook her to the core. She had noticed her young one's balloon doing something weird and creepy, so she decided to start filming, hoping to catch it in the act. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. The balloon just floated over near the basement door and stopped. Normal balloon behavior, right? But here's the thing. According to Rachel, this balloon always ends up at the basement door. It never goes inside, unless her son follows it. This time, though, it was different. Instead of hovering nearby like usual, the balloon actually drifted into the basement, but only when her son started chasing after it. Sure, you could argue it's just air currents moving it around, but Rachel found it super strange that no matter where it started in the house, upstairs, downstairs, wherever, it always made its way to that same spot by the basement door. Every single time. It didn't make sense.
Stopped at the basement door again.
And just when they thought it could get weirder, something even creepier happened. It was about 9:30 at night. Rachel had her phone out again when the balloon floated right to the top of the basement stairs, headed straight for her, and then suddenly froze midair.
Quiet.
Like, it just stopped. No drifting, no bouncing around like a normal balloon should. It was like it chose to stop. Even their dogs in the background were spooked. At this point, the whole family agreed something wasn't right. They wanted to toss the balloon, but their son wouldn't let them. They figured, fine, it'll deflate in a few days anyway. But a day or two later, something happened that completely changed their minds. Late one night, Rachel was home alone when she caught something horrifying on camera. she spotted movement at the top of the basement stairs right near the doorframe. When she zoomed in, she realized what it was, a forehead, and below it, eyes. You can actually see it if you go frame by frame. It's faint, but it's there. Needless to say, Rachel freaked out. If they weren't convinced before, they definitely were now. Whatever had been messing with the balloon wasn't just the wind, it was something else. Since then, Rachel's kept the basement locked tight. They still don't have a real explanation for any of it, and the mystery of what Rachel and her family saw that night remains unsolved. A home surveillance camera caught a pretty disturbing scene.
Where is...
Right here.
A rideshare driver was seen groping his passenger while walking her up to her front door. The woman had her purse slung around her neck, and you could hear her dog barking like crazy inside the house.
Are you an Uber driver?
As the driver grabbed her around the waist, he told her, "I just want to make sure you get home safely."
Oh, lift.
Lift?
Yes, yeah. I want to make sure you get home safely.
Now the woman who says she was groped is speaking out.
It's disgusting. I was so intoxicated, I was falling over. And to know that someone would take advantage of someone in that state, it's unimaginable.
Next, we turn to Syria, a country struggling with constant instability and danger. In this video, captured by a store surveillance camera, we see the tragic aftermath of a bombing that struck a busy street. It's heartbreaking to realize that the people here face such risks every single day. This footage is a stark reminder of how fragile life can be in conflict zones. Incidents like this deserves global condemnation, and we really hope international organizations take stronger action to help those caught in these crises. For those of us fortunate enough to live in safer places, let's not take our peace for granted. Every peaceful day is truly a blessing. A man was caught on camera trying to break into a house, according to the cops. Footage from the homeowner shows the guy walking right up to the front door and messing with the camera. First, he knocks like it's nothing. Then he pulls out a pry bar and starts trying to force the door open. After about a minute and a bunch of failed tries, he suddenly hears a loud scream and bolts. Deputies in Bexar County, Texas, later arrested 21-year-old Sebastian Beltran and charged him with attempted burglary. We're heading over to Syzran, a city in Samara, Russia, where a terrifying electrical disaster went down at a power plant in early November 2024. Explosion that lit the whole building up in flames. The fire spread so fast there was no real way to stop it. The whole thing was so bad it knocked out power across Syzran for almost a full day. This jaw-dropping dashcam video was recorded on April 13, 2023 on the Merritt Parkway in Stratford, Connecticut. It was early Thursday morning when a wrong-way driver collided head-on with a minivan. The video shows the aftermath of the crash with one of the vehicles still burning on the side of the road, but what happens next is absolutely terrifying. As other cars are driving past the scene, the car suddenly explodes, sending flames soaring several meters into the air, dangerously close to the other vehicles. Luckily, none of the passing cars caught fire, and they were able to get through the area safely. In this clip, you can see a crane lifting a heavy beam, but it's being pulled up at an angle, which is a risky move known as diagonal lifting. Because the setup is unstable, the beam starts to swing and ends up hitting a worker nearby. Lifting like this makes it way too easy to lose control. That's why proper rigging is a must, and staying clear of suspended loads is just as important. It only takes one slip up for something to go wrong. In a creepy clip posted to TikTok by Olivia Twist Mysteries, a weird and unexplained moment was caught on a security camera inside a store over in the Philippines. Take a look and see if you can catch it. You can see the woman freeze mid-task, staring at a chair like she can't believe what just happened. She turns to her husband and asks if he touched it. Later on, after checking the security footage, the couple realized just how unsettling the whole thing really was. Since they couldn't figure out any normal explanation, they decided to post the video online to see what others thought. So now it's over to you. Was this actual paranormal activity, or is there a simple reason for that chair's creepy little move? On Sunday night, February 16, 2025, around 8:30 p.m. in San Leandro, California, San Leandro police got a 911 call about a man who had just rammed his car into someone at a shopping center parking lot off Hesperian Boulevard. The guy was later identified as 40-year-old Reynaldo Ferretti Melendez-Espinos.
San Leandro 911, where's your emergency?
Can you send me a police car to Walmart in Hesperian because there's a reckless guy crashing my vehicle?
Okay, did you guys crash in the parking lot or on the street?
No, he crashed me twice
on
purpose.
In the parking lot or on the street?
Yeah, on the parking lot. I know his address.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What type of car are they in?
He's in a Toyota Tacoma.
Okay, why are you saying he purposely hit your vehicle?
Because I got his kids in the car.
Okay, so who is this person?
So, he's the dad. I'm the stepdad. We were dropping them off. We're 5 minutes late. He got mad and he crashed me on purpose.
Okay, but he hit your car with his car, correct?
Yeah, he backed into my car 2 times. He basically totaled my car. So can you guys please send a car right now?
Officers jumped on it fast and started investigating. About 20 minutes later, Officer Blake Staniford spotted Melendez-Espinos' pickup near 164th Avenue and East 14th Street and pulled him over. When Officer Staniford asked him to roll his window down, Melendez-Espinos didn't listen. Instead, he got out of the truck and started walking toward the officer.
Is there a unit with 21?
Can you just roll the windows down for me, please?
Copy.
Roll the windows down. Stop. Stop. Hey, stay right there, bro. Stop. Stop.
Staniford pulled out his taser and warned him to stop and get back in the truck, but then things took a scary turn. Melendez-Espinos pulled a weapon, pointed it at Staniford, and ducked behind his truck for cover.
Code 3, channel 1.
Don't move right now. I took code 3.
Copy.
And it's cover code 3.
22 on my left. 22, copy.
Officer Staniford fired his weapon, and Melendez-Espinos started shooting back, not just at him, but also at the other officers who had arrived.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
2198.
At some point, Melendez-Espinos threw his weapon onto another officer's patrol car, then walked out from behind his truck with his hands up, but he still wouldn't get on the ground like the cops told him to.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired. Take a look, copy.
Suspect still up in front of the car! Just facing eastbound, still shooting, shots fired! Sorry?
Alright, copy. Shots fired. Gun facing eastbound, Starting County. Anyone copy?
1199, all units code 3.
All units code 3.
Don't you f***ing move! Get on the knees! Riot County. Get on the ground now! Beanbag, beanbag, beanbag! Get on the ground!
After being hit with a few beanbag rounds, he finally gave up and was taken into custody.
Beanbag deployed 2 times. Suspects on the ground, face down, hands are up. We're standing by for more units. No, hey! Get back! We're gonna stand by for more units. We're gonna get a shield and form an arrest team.
Thankfully, no officers or Melendez-Espinos were hurt, and his weapon turned out to be out of bullets by then. Later, the Alameda County District Attorney's Office hit him with a long list of charges, including 3 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts of assault on a peace officer, felon in possession of a firearm, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 3 counts of child endangerment, and 1 count of unlawful firearm activity. In total, 13 felony charges stacked up, along with a bunch of extra penalties because of his past criminal history and using a weapon during the whole mess. Around 7 days ago, CCTV footage captured a heart-stopping moment at the Minsk train station. An older man was about to cross the tracks when he suddenly tripped. As the train was rapidly approaching, he tried to crawl to safety, but thankfully the station guards were quick on their feet. They managed to pull him off the tracks just seconds before the train would have reached him, leaving everyone nearby in shock. Unfortunately, incidents like this aren't rare. Many people around the world still casually cross tracks like this, despite the clear risks and warnings. It was a peaceful Friday evening on March 31st, 2023, in McCormick's Creek State Park in Owen County, Indiana. The park, surrounded by towering trees and gentle breezes, was the perfect escape for Brett and Wendy Kincaid, a couple from Rossville, Indiana who had built a life around love, faith, and the outdoors. For 26 years of marriage, they had been inseparable, partners in life, adventure, and faith. Brett, 53, was a skilled contractor, known for his hard work and dependability. Wendy, 47, worked at Purdue University, beloved by her colleagues and friends. Together, they were pillars of their community, active in their church and devoted to their children and grandchildren. McCormick's Creek was their sanctuary, a place to unwind, reconnect, and embrace the beauty of nature. But that evening, nature had different plans. As the evening unfolded, dark clouds gathered above the park. What had been a calm retreat suddenly turned ominous. The first warning came as strong, gusty winds swept through, soon followed by blaring sirens, urging campers to seek shelter immediately. Many rushed to the cement bathhouse, knowing it was the safest option. Brett and Wendy, however, stayed in their camper, perhaps thinking the storm would pass quickly, or not realizing the sheer force of what was coming. They had no way of knowing that a powerful tornado was about to rip through the park, with winds reaching 138 miles per hour. When the tornado touched down, it unleashed chaos. Trees were ripped from the ground. Campers were flipped over like toys. The once serene park was turned into a disaster zone. Rescue teams immediately began searching through the devastation, but the damage was so severe that emergency responders struggled to make their way through the wreckage. Throughout the night, they worked tirelessly, flashlights cutting through the darkness, combing through fallen trees, twisted metal, and shattered debris in search of survivors. Most campers who had taken shelter in the bathhouse emerged with only minor injuries, but Brett and Wendy were missing. It wasn't until Saturday morning that search crews made the heartbreaking discovery. Among the mangled remains of their camper, they found Brett and Wendy's bodies. The storm had taken them, leaving behind a community in shock and mourning. News of their passing spread quickly, and an outpouring of grief and tributes followed. Andrew Bean, a close family friend, described them as humble, kind, and inspiring, a couple whose love and faith touched everyone they met. They were known for their generosity, unwavering faith, and dedication to their community. The tornado that took Brett and Wendy's lives was part of a larger storm system that devastated multiple states, with a death toll of at least 32 people. In Indiana, 5 lives were lost, including theirs. As McCormick's Creek began the long journey of recovery, the Kincaid family leaned on their faith to carry them through their grief. A GoFundMe campaign was launched to help cover funeral expenses, and their church honored their memory, remembering the countless lives they had touched through mentorship, Bible classes, and acts of kindness. Brett and Wendy's story is a stark reminder nature's unpredictability, how life can change in an instant. But their legacy is not one of loss, but of love, faith, and generosity. Though the storm took them too soon, their impact will live on in their family, their community, and the many lives they touched. Their story will not be forgotten. It was a clear, starry night in January 2022 at Lost Dutchman State Park, a breathtaking spot about 40 miles east of Phoenix, Arizona, nestled in the rugged Superstition Mountains. The park is a haven for thrill seekers, with its flat iron summit standing as the ultimate challenge. The towering peak offers breathtaking views and equally deadly risks. Among the adventurers that night was 21-year-old Richard Jacobson, a Mesa local with a deep love for the outdoors. He and a friend had set out on a camping trip, determined to conquer the Flatiron summit. Their hike was anything but easy. Steep trails, loose rocks, and narrow ledges made it as nerve-wracking as it was rewarding. But when they finally reached the summit, exhaustion melted away. Below them, the city lights sparkled like a sea of stars, contrasting against the vast wilderness that surrounded them. They pitched their tent, breathing in the crisp mountain air, unaware that disaster was just moments away. A misstep in the darkness. At around 12:45 a.m., Richard decided to capture the beauty of the city lights from the summit. Armed with his phone and flashlight, he ventured near the cliff's edge, while his friend stayed back at camp. The summit was pitch dark, the terrain treacherous, but Richard pressed on, eager to get the perfect shot. Then, in an instant, everything changed. In the dim glow of his flashlight, Richard miscalculated his footing. One slip was all it took. He lost his balance on the uneven rock and plunged 700 feet into the darkness below. His friend, startled by the sudden sound of the fall, immediately called 911. But navigating Flatiron Summit at night was dangerous for rescuers, just as it had been for Richard. Hours later, as dawn broke, search teams finally located Richard's body far below the summit. The Pinal County Sheriff's Office and the Arizona Department of Public Safety confirmed the devastating news. Richard had died instantly. There were no signs of foul play or intoxication, just a tragic accident that left his family and friends shattered. Richard was remembered as kind, adventurous, and full of life. He had a deep appreciation for nature's beauty and a natural ability to connect with others. Andrew Thomas, who had traveled with Richard on a mission trip in 2020, described him as someone who could bring people together effortlessly. His family and friends, though devastated, found some comfort in knowing he died doing what he loved most, exploring the great outdoors. His father, Richard Jacobson Sr., shared a heartfelt message online, inviting others to celebrate his son's life and cherish the memories he left behind. Flatiron Summit is notoriously dangerous, even for seasoned hikers. Accessible via the Siphon Draw Trail, it features steep, rocky paths that require absolute focus and caution. Warning about its risks, fill online reviews, urging visitors to tread carefully, especially near the summit's edge. Sadly, Richard's fall was not an isolated incident. A 2018 study found that between 2011 and 2017, at least 259 people worldwide died while attempting selfies, with falls being a leading cause. Experts like Brandon Torres of Grand Canyon Emergency Services constantly warned against risky stunts in extreme environments. Sometimes, a fake fall for a photo becomes tragically real. Richard's story is a poignant reminder of the duality in nature, its breathtaking beauty and unforgiving danger. What started as a moment of wonder turned into heartbreaking loss, emphasizing the importance of safety in the pursuit of adventure. His love for the wild will never be forgotten, but neither should the lesson his story leaves behind. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.